Well, hello. Today we're going to look at an Indian pen. This will be the second week in a row I've looked at one, but I have a good reason coming up down the road. Today we're going to look at a pen that was given to me by a viewer named Mand, and this is a Kanwrite Desire fountain pen with a flexible nib, which when I looked at the Kanwrite website I couldn't find a nib quite like it on the website, so let's take a look at it. This is the Kanwrite Desire. This was a gift from a viewer named Mand, and I don't know the name of the finish, and I'm not 100% sure of the nib except that it's a flex nib, but we'll do our best. So let's take a closer look. So first of all, it's quite a colorful finish, isn't it? I kind of like it. As far as the clip, Kanwrite, that's the only branding on it. There we go. Open it up. And we start to see hints of something. This is what Mand described as a flex nib. I looked on their website, and yeah, it looks like a flex nib. Not one of their super flex, but a flex. The only question I have is the tip is bent out like that. So is it a Fude flex nib? I couldn't find anything like that for sale on their website. Or did it have an accident? And I don't know. The other interesting thing I found with this, opened it up. This is the converter. And it screws in, which is a classy touch. I think the spring probably will come loose, but it's not loose right now. But that opening, it's not a standard size. So don't lose your converter, because I don't know where you'll get another one. But I do believe this pen could be eyedroppered if I was into that kind of thing. So if we're going to write with an exotic finish, we need an exotic ink with it. Well, you're not getting one. You're getting Parker Quink Washable Blue, because that's what you always get on first impressions on this channel. Pretty first fill. We'll try that again. Much better the second time. Let's just go with the third row. I actually don't mind, 3 times with a pen. Yeah, we got about the same. I consider that perfectly acceptable. And honestly, what matters is not the filling so much as how it writes. Notebook for first impressions is this black and red notebook. This is a previous pen that I discussed, an Indian pen. Well, also the flex nib, so it might be interesting down the road to put them together, which is part of why I'm doing this video now. So definitely a wet pen. Parker Quink. It's actually very flexible, washable blue. And a pretty smooth pen. As far as flex, and without flexing, there we go. And oh gosh, what happened to my focus? How long has it been like that? Alright, hopefully not too long. Last time I looked up, it looked fine on the screen. The only thing I saw was my writing was slightly off screen. Alright, wetness and flow. I think you can see that this is a wet pen, which surprised me a little, considering the feed in it. Anyway, considering that the feed in it is just a plain Jane plastic feed, like you'd find on probably any Yovo pen. By the way, no clues on the nib what it is other than the brand. Kanwrite, that's all I know for sure. And it can write. So wetness and flow. Yeah, there's no trouble there. Smear test. I might do it twice. So do it once with no pressure. Oh yeah, it's wet. And we'll do it again with pressure. Oh yeah. Reverse writing. So sometimes I don't like flex pens for reverse writing. Yeah, I don't. It kind of digs into the paper. I don't care for that. And let's just do a feedback test. Now, of course, I've got the dishwasher running while I do this, so we'll see how this goes. But we'll put the microphone down near it while we write. I like the feel. Whatever else you make of that. And the world famous Peer Gustafson test. I'm predicting good things. Yeah, and I let her rip there. I went all out on the pressure and everything. So, all in all, an impressive pen. Punching way above its price point, because I did look that up online. I am impressed with this pen. So thank you to Mand, and I will come back to my face and see how I thought of it after using it for a while. So that was the Kanwrite Desire. Very impressive performance. I wasn't expecting much, with that feed on it. I expected the nib to be good because it felt good, just trying it on my finger. I didn't expect it to be that good, and I didn't expect it to be nearly that generous with the ink flow. So all in all, very impressive. And honestly, kind of a pretty finish. It has a little bit of a smell. It kind of reminds me of some noodler's pens, but I think it's made out of the same plastic, so that there is that. But all in all, this was a very impressive pen. I went through ink in it very quickly. I didn't see that coming. I was impressed by the amount of flexing I could do with it. The Fude thing about the nib, because it was a very mild Fude, I'm not sure. I couldn't find a nib like it on their website. I don't know if it got dropped and the nib end bent out, or if it came that way, or what, or if the pictures I'm just not seeing that it's bent out. I'm not sure. And I haven't seen enough about this brand online to know. But I don't care. I mean, it writes really well. It's a very impressive pen. And definitely punches above its weight class in terms of price. So, yeah, I want to thank Mand for sending it to me. I enjoyed it very much and very quickly. That converter does not hold enough ink. So, anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. Talk to you later.